Prynhawn and croeso. Good afternoon and welcome. My name's Tim Williams and I am the programme leader for our foundation degrees in sport at Cumbria. The foundation degrees that we offer at Cumbria are in sports coaching and in fitness and health. Before I talk about those qualifications in a little bit more detail, please just watch the following video a little bit about Cumbria.
Right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. You're welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted. Shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Larger, larger than, bigger, bigger than, living hopes and dreams. Every boy and girl. Higher, higher than, brighter, brighter than, all you wanted. You know, you could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted. You know you could.
So as I mentioned, we've got two foundation degree programs in sport on offer at Cumbria. The first one is our foundation degree in sports coaching, and the second one is the foundation degree in fitness and health. So what I'll do now is I'll just give a little bit of an overview of each of the qualifications that we offer. And both of our qualifications run at the Deeside site and in collaboration with the University of Chester. So the first program that we've got then is the foundation degree in sports coaching, which is a 2-year program, as mentioned, at the Deeside site, where you will undertake a number of modules in the first year and a number of modules in the second year, all centered around and geared towards sports coaching. Similar for the fitness and health degree program, where you will undertake 6 modules in the first year and 6 modules in the second year. And the difference is that one's centered towards more literally coaching, whilst the other is centered towards developing your skills for fitness and health and going down that industry. Regardless of the program that you choose, both the foundation degree in sports coaching and fitness and health have similar modules to some extent. So 50% of the qualification at year 1 and at year 2 will involve similar modules. For instance, the introduction to physiology for sport is covered in both sports coaching as well as fitness and health. However, on the other side of that, then there are more specific modules, such as your introduction to sports coaching, your principles of sports coaching, and your coach education and development, which give you that more specific pathway down the sports coaching route. Whereas in the fitness and health, you'll have a little look more about perhaps learning at work, the fitness and the health and fitness industry, undertaking assessment and monitoring. In addition to the qualifications at Cumbria, as well as your degree, regardless of the pathway that you go down, we will look to develop the additional qualifications and opportunities that you get with us. So for instance, on the foundation degree in sports coaching, you will get the opportunity to undertake additional sports-based qualifications. For instance, the FAWC certificate, the UKCC level 1 handball qualification was completed this year, as well as additional opportunities. For the foundation degree in fitness and health, those learners will look to undertake more additional employment-based qualifications, such as the level 2 fitness instructor qualification, the level 3 fitness personal trainer qualification, or even the level 4 GP referral qualification. Each of the programs has a learning at work module, which will involve work placement. So the idea is that you develop the skills whilst you're doing the qualification with ourselves, and that you get to practice these skills in real life placements, which is a real benefit towards the qualification. The foundation degree, as I mentioned, is a 2-year program, and we work in partnership with the University of Chester. For those learners that complete their foundation degree with us and complete the 2 years, there is an option for a top-up year. That would involve learners going to complete their final year with the University of Chester, where the fitness and health would complete their BSc in physical activity and health, and the foundation degree sports coaching would go on to top up for a BSc in sports coaching. There's a little bit of a brief overview of how the qualification works and how it's set up. In terms of the assessments that you undertake, there are a variety of assessments, regardless of the pathway that you choose to go down. There are more formal assessments, written assessments, as you would expect traditionally with university, but there are different types of assessments too. So we do exams, we do poster and defence, we do presentations, we do practical assessments on both the fitness and health and the sports coaching. So there are different ways in which the courses are assessed, and there are different opportunities that present themselves for you should you choose to study with us. Before I go on to talk a little bit more about the course or take any additional questions, I'm just going to bring in one of the former learners, or one of our foundation degree learners in fitness and health, in Samantha Coffin. Sam is currently, or has just literally finished her second year with ourselves, and is on her way to the University of Chester to start her third year very soon. So I just thought it'd be really good to bring Sam in and ask a few questions so she can give an overview of her experiences of life at Cumbria. So Sam, hi and welcome. Just a quick question then. What made you choose Cumbria and why?
So I studied at Cumbria for many years, starting with my level 2 gym instructors, then going on to my level 3 sport. After that, I then attended mainstream uni, but found it just wasn't for me. And then found that there was a foundation course at College Cumbria, so I applied for the fitness and health course. It was so much better for me than mainstream uni because there was more personal lectures, there's less people in your class, so you have a better chance of, you know, asking questions. If you don't understand anything, then you can literally just ask and the lecturer will help you. There's more tutor support. If you're struggling with assignments, if you're struggling how to set out assignments, where to find research, any documents you need, they'll just help you far more than what I found anywhere else. And I just think there's so much more opportunities with the fact that I've also completed, or in the middle of completing, my level 3 personal training and have completed my level 4 GP referral while doing alongside the uni course as well.
Sam, what benefits has doing your level 3 personal training and your GP referral? What benefits has that had in work for you?
It's had lots of benefits, especially at the current, with what's going on at the minute. I'm able to now do one-to-ones. So it's helped in my work aspect as well, that I was doing alongside uni. As a gym instructor, I'm able to work with more clients. I was able to do work placement with GP referral as well. So I've just broadened my skills with the different types of people that I can work with, and all types of people.
Okay, good. So Sam mentioned there about the additional qualifications, and they were completed as part of her studies with us at Cumbria. And as mentioned, she talked about the benefits it had to work there. For any prospective learners, we would be looking to provide the opportunities to undertake as many additional qualifications or experiences from a work point of view. So one of the things that we have done in the last couple of years within the foundation degree is we've set up the Aura Leadership Academy in partnership with Aura Wales, and that involves some of our HE learners undertaking work-based experience with Aura Leisure and libraries in order to, in return for additional qualifications, really. One of our learners has now gained employment with Aura following the completion of his foundation degree. And that's come about because of the additional opportunities he's had whilst studying. So in terms of career prospects, one of the questions that we have had in preparation for today's session was, what are the career prospects for the course? And the first one was linked specifically to the sports coaching. Now, regardless of the pathway, there are slightly different career opportunities. So for sports coaching, some of our sports coaching learners will be looking to go towards either PE teaching, sports coaching, sports development, sports analysis, because that fits in as part of the program to some extent. Some will go on to further studies in terms of a postgraduate degree. But it's the experiences, not just from undertaking the degree with College Cumbria, it's the additional opportunities that you get, which are really beneficial. So, for instance, I mentioned one of the learners who's undertaken the foundation degree in sports coaching, also undertook the voluntary role within the Oral Leadership Academy, and is now gaining paid work within the Sports Development Office and looking to develop in that career going forward. In terms of fitness and health, there are again plenty of different opportunities. Sam's already spoken there about perhaps going down the personal training route. She's undertaken an exercise referral qualification, which is an avenue that she could explore going forward. She's already talked about an advanced fitness instructor role or physical activity promotion. But again, it could be that she goes on to do further studies in postgraduate at a postgraduate level. Sam, one of the things that you spoke about there was the time that you get with lecturers. Why was that more beneficial than what you'd had in your previous experience, just out of curiosity?
So going from level 3 sport to uni is a big jump, and you have to reference all your work, you have to find research, you have to back everything up, you have a criteria to hit to reach the grades that you want, and the lectures will help you to find the correct information needed for your assignments. You only have a certain amount of words. You can't afford to waffle. You have to just literally get straight to the point. And the way that assignment briefs are put out, they are quite hard to understand. So being able to just have your lecturer break it down so you know exactly what you need, what you don't need, because you don't want to spend a long time researching something that you don't even need. It's a lot of work just for a 2,000 word assignment, but if you get it right the first time, then you don't need to worry about your grades or anything. They're really good. They just help you find with exactly what you need.
Yeah, and adding on to what Sam's saying there is, in your weekly timetable, in both sports coaching and fitness and health, there is time for group tutorial. There is time for individual tutorial should you need them at your request, but a group tutorial should be on weekly. And in those sessions, it's in those sessions that we will give you the skills that you need to be successful, or help you to develop those skills. So we work with various teams across the college, whether that be our library, who provide sessions on academic referencing and plagiarism, whether that be with our sports-based department, looking at the opportunities and the experiences that they may have had, whether it be with student services, whether there's support that we can put in place for learners to make sure that they're successful whilst they're studying with us. There are lots of different avenues for support should you wish to come and study with us at College Cumbria. Another question that we had in preparation for the session was, I don't have the necessary qualifications, but have been working in the industry for some time. Can I still apply? Now, the answer to that one is quite simple, really. The college and the university that we work with encourages wider access and participation in higher education. And we encourage applications from those who might not necessarily have the qualifications. The programme leader, which would be myself, will discuss the requirements of the course and assess prospective students for their suitability based on any previous qualifications that you may have, the experience that you've got in the industry, and motivation towards completing that qualification. Mature students, 21 years or over, who might not have the qualifications but have got significant experience, we would still welcome applications for, based on their enthusiasm and aptitude for high-level study. So even if you're sat there now thinking, actually, I'm not sure if I've got the qualifications, it could well be that your experience makes you suitable for studying with us at College Cumbria for a foundation degree in sport. The additional questions that we may have had then too is, will I need an interview for a HE course? Any learner who applies for a foundation degree programme will be invited to interview following the completion of your application process. Once you complete your application online, you will be asked or invited to interview. At the moment, those are predominantly done via the phone, but you can just apply and the process will run through. If anybody's got any questions in the background at the moment whilst you're watching, if you could just type them in and we'll endeavour to answer them as best we can. So for anybody that is watching, please feel free to ask any questions. In terms of practical elements to the course, now obviously with many sports-based programmes, quite often there is how much practical is involved. Now, with our foundation degrees, we try to make the qualifications as practical and applicable to real life and work-based experiences as we can do. So for our foundation degree in sports coaching, our planned practical assessments aren't done with learners, they're done with local primary schools. The local primary schools come to the college and you will undertake your assessments in a practical based situation. It's the same for fitness and health too. In terms of completing fitness and lifestyle assessments, it would be that you would be working with a client who has requested a little bit of support or a fitness assessment, and we would draw upon them really to help gain you the best experience that you can do whilst you're studying with Cumbria. Sam, just while we wait for any questions, if any additional questions come in, if I was to ask you what would be your biggest benefit of studying with us at Cumbria, what would you suggest it was?
I would say the support, the fact that I'd already been to a mainstream uni and I just couldn't understand it, couldn't understand how to do the assignments, couldn't cope with the amount of people, the big lectures. So it's just the support from the tutors. They're just an email away. If you're really stuck on an assignment, one-to-one support if you are really struggling. The support from everyone, student services, if you've got, struggling with your student loan, they'll just help you, libraries as well, to help you find the books you need. The support from everyone.
Sam, you spoke about your work placement with the GP referral. How did that come about, and what benefits did that have for you?
Well, I currently work for Aura Leisure and Libraries, so I was able to spend some of my time down with the exercise referral that we do as Aura as well, and it benefited me for with the GP referral qualification that I was doing at the time. So what I was putting work into, I was then doing practically, so I could see how it would work in the working environment.
Okay. So we've got a question there from Alice Edwards. What are the class sizes like? Sam, I'm going to throw that one to you because you've sat in those classes. What are the class sizes like, and how are they, or were they beneficial to you?
So in the fitness and health, there was only 3 of us, which was quite beneficial because, you know, we could work in little groups. There was, you know, we were all doing all the same things. If there was a question, usually if I was stuck, so was everybody else. So that helped. And then where we were put with sports coaching, there was only 8 of us all together. So it was nice to mix as well with other people, as well as then be split off into our subjects. But again, usually if I was stuck, so was everybody else. And then there's people that understood a bit more than you who were able to maybe explain it to you, and you know, you'd understand. It was nice because everyone just got along, and if you were stuck, anybody would help you.
So to add there, class sizes are generally smaller than they would be perhaps at FE at this moment in time particularly, and we would anticipate that would be the same probably going forward next year too. So class size, we would be looking perhaps for a combination of the 2 qualifications between 10 and 15 learners, and that would include your 50% split too. So for 50%, there might be 15, maximum of 15 probably. But actually, when you went down your separate pathway, there might be just 5 or 6 learners in that classroom. So the benefit, as Sam's mentioned there too, is because the class sizes are small, you get that little bit more perhaps support than you would do in a mainstream university where they might have more traditional lectures, where you might be in a room with perhaps 150, 200, 300 people, and you might not get the same interaction perhaps that you would do with a lecturer at perhaps a traditional university in comparison to studying with us at Cumbria. So hopefully that one answers your question there. John Davis has asked, are there exams on the course? There are some exams. So for instance, and I'll have a talk through the foundation degree in sports coaching first. So in the first year there is an exam in sport and society, and there is an exam in the introduction to physiology for sport. And that's the same for the fitness and health in the first year too. There are the same 2 exams. In terms of the exams, all your lessons and lectures are centered and are geared towards and centered towards preparing you for those examinations. They might not be necessarily the same type of examination that you've sat if you've just finished your GCSEs or may have done previously. We do have some that are open book exams, some that are multiple choice exams, and that will vary depending upon the module in which you're studying. So there are exams on the course, but you will get sufficient support and help in making sure that you're prepared to undertake those exams at the end of the academic year mostly. There is actually another one for the psychology element. For each of the modules, there may be 2 to 3 assessments. So as I mentioned, there's 6 modules in each of the years. Then there's 2 to 3 assessments for each of those modules. So you're talking between 12 and 15 assessments for the year. In terms of the number of exams out of those 15, you're probably looking at 3 to 4 exams at a maximum over the course of a year. So I hope that answers that question for you.
So Gareth's question. So the best thing about studying higher education at Cumbria is, again, it's the support, it's being able to stay at home while going to uni, while working, which can be easier for some people. You know, you don't have to leave your hometown. You know, there's still enough people in your class to make friends and to help one another. There's opportunities for placements. to gain other qualifications as well as your foundation degree. They'll help you decide what you want to do in the future, whether you want to go and study your final year at Chester Uni, and then possibly even what to do after you've studied your final year, or whether you just want the foundation degree and then what the next step is for you, whether that's going into work. Any job opportunities they find, that they'll let you know. Yeah.
That's fine. Perfect. Sam, thank you very much. Just to pick on something that Sam said there, she talked about the timetabling of the qualifications. So one of the things that we do try to do at Cumbria in terms of the sports-based timetables is we try to make sure those timetables are quite compact. So traditionally our foundation degrees have been done on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Monday all day, Tuesday all day and Wednesday morning. Because we found that helps the learners that are undertaking our qualifications to fit work around it. Most of the learners that we've got are doing it around 16 hours a week or so, some maybe a little bit more perhaps, but the idea is that we fit your timetable into as narrow a time as we can do, so it gives you time to have the Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to be cracking on with either assessment work or workplace opportunities or voluntary-based opportunities, whichever arise your way, really. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an overview of the foundation degrees that we offer at College Cumbria. If anybody is interested or would like any more information, then please email studentservices@cumbria.ac.uk, and we will get back to those responses as quickly as we can do. There is also additional information on the college website on both of the foundation degrees. So there's another area there which you can go and get a little bit more information. But other than that, if it's something that you're interested and you want to apply, then you can do that by going to the college website. Thank you very much for listening today. Diolch yn fawr.